Good morning, friends, and welcome to this demo on cloud computing and Red Hat server administration. Okay, so this is our first demo session. Demo in the sense it's a very basic session actually. So before we go into the main concepts, we'll just need to see what is cloud computing, what is server administration. Okay, so if you know what is this cloud computing and server administration, it will be easy for you to learn the concept of cloud computing and server administration. So let us take some basic examples here and let us try to understand the basics of our cloud computing and the Red Hat Linux server administration. Okay, now see, this is the first session, and whether it is first session or last session, every session will be recorded here, friends, and all the recordings will be shared with you. Okay, and in middle of the session, if you have any questions, any queries, feel free to send your questions in the chat box so that I can address your question at the earliest. Okay, and in case if you want to talk to me, unmute yourself and you can talk to me directly. But friends, it's a recorded session, so it's better we keep this session at the end of the session. Okay, if you want to talk to me, let us do this at the end of the session, but in middle of the session, please use the chat box so that you can send your questions there. Okay, each and every session should be interactive, then only it will be much better for us to understand like how far we can go in a particular topic. Obviously we are starting everything from very basics and we'll go up to the advanced level, but if the sessions are interactive, it will be more interesting for me to explore many things in that particular session. I should know how much you're able to understand. So for that reason, please try to keep sessions more interactive using this chat box. Okay, now let me just go through the package information first before we go and see what is cloud computing. Okay, so see here, friends, this is me. I'm Shakeel here. I'm Shakeel Aman, and you can see all the details, my experience and all the other things, what I have done in my career. I have experience on different domains: Windows, network, Linux, virtualization, security, cloud computing. 14, 15 years, obviously you do many things, and all the things, whatever I have done in my career, they all are related with each other. It's not like I'm adding something from programming here, I'm adding something from database, I'm adding something from networking. No, when you talk about servers, networking, virtualization, cloud, they all are connected with each other. And in cloud computing, actually, we have servers, networking concepts, virtualization concept, and security concepts. And if you talk about servers, we have the Linux server as well as the Windows server. So cloud computing is a concept where we have different modules. So one module is related to the server administration, one module is related with the networking, one module is related with your security. So like this, it is a combination of all the things actually. This makes cloud computing more interesting and more demanding technology actually. Okay, fine. This is me. This is my experience. And coming to the package, you know, Diwali is there within like couple of days. So we have a package for this Diwali festival, and AWS Windows Server Administration and Linux Administration we are offering you in simply 6,999 INR. Okay, so this is a package. Normally it will be 10,000 or more than 10,000, but because of Diwali festival, we are offering this package in this particular fee. Done? Okay, fine. So this is about me and this is the package, and let us move to some very basic things today. Okay, let me just address these basic questions. These are the questions I'll get normally in every demo session. So let me just, go through this. Who can learn this Linux and AWS? Anyone can learn this Linux and AWS. Are there any pre-requirements? Absolutely, there are no pre-requirements. In case if there are any pre-requirements with AWS or Linux, I will cover all the pre-requirements before I go to the advanced topic. Okay, so as of now, if I say there are absolutely no pre-requirements, that is 100% true. So you can learn everything from very basics and you can go up to the advanced level. Okay, now once you complete your AWS and the Linux server administration, where you can apply for jobs. See, like I said, you friends, literally you can apply for jobs in any company where that company has some servers, or where the company is connected to the internet, or where the company has some applications. So any company, every company, any country, anywhere across the globe, they need cloud administrators as well as server administrators for sure. Okay, fine. Then these two courses or three courses are actually practical based courses. You simply cannot only, go through the theory and you cannot get a job there, or you cannot get perfection in it. So with theory, we have to do a lot of practice. With theory, we have to, all We have to practice each and everything in Linux, Windows, as well as in AWS. So the question here is how we can practice. Very simple. If you want to do practicals of AWS, Linux server administration, and Windows administration, the first thing you need is you need a laptop or a desktop, and you need an internet connection. That's it. If you have these two things, you can do Windows, Linux, as well as AWS practicals with ease. Okay, for AWS, we need to create an account. That will be a free tier account. I'll show you how to do that. For Linux, we need to download the Red Hat Linux operating system. Again, it is a free operating system. I'll show you how to do that. And for Windows also, we need to download Windows Server operating system. Windows Server operating system is also free for certain time. Let's say up to like 180 days, it is free. Okay, so all these things are available for free over the internet. Okay, so I'll show you from where to download, how to do the installation, and how to start doing practice. So without practicals, you cannot get perfection. Okay, in interviews, most of the questions will be theoretical based questions. In examination, most of the questions will be theoretical based questions or scenario based questions. But once you start doing the work as a cloud admin or a server admin, you have to configure something, right? You have to configure something in a server, or you have to do some configuration over the cloud. So for that, we have to learn practicals and great details. Okay, fine. Okay, and the last question was what to learn in Linux and AWS. So what to learn in Linux and AWS? There is a particular package we have designed here, friends, a particular course curriculum we have designed. Hopefully, once we finish our demo session today, the management will share all the details with you. So there are certain things that we need to learn. See, there are many services in Linux and there are many services in AWS. But you know, friends, globally, whenever you go to any company, there are certain services which are used everywhere. I repeat, in every company, there are certain services which they use. So whenever you learn any technology, you learn technology according to the market demand. So in AWS and in Linux and Windows, whatever we are learning, these are the services they use in everywhere. So if you're somewhere in USA, somewhere in Dubai, India, Australia, Singapore, Brazil, Russia, UK, wherever you live, my friend, wherever you are applying for job, the demand of these technologies in each and every company or the requirement of this company or the requirement of this technology in each and every company is obviously same. Got it? So there are certain things where we need to focus a lot. So if I say this one topic is there, for example, if you go with AWS, there is something called EC2 topic, Elastic Compute Cloud. So if I say this EC2, and if I say this is a very important topic, you just need to concentrate more here and you just try to do more practicals because literally wherever there is a cloud computing concept used, EC2 will be used. Okay. And let's say, for example, when I say something like file permission. So when I say file permission, literally on every server on the face of the earth where there is a Linux or every company where there is a Linux server, the file permissions will be used. So when you go for an interview, they will test your understanding on EC2 if you're applying for a cloud computing job, and they will test your understanding on file permissions if you're going with your Linux server administration jobs. So there are certain things where we need to concentrate more. Okay, so whether it is AWS or Linux or Windows, we'll be preparing ourselves for interviews, we'll be preparing ourselves for jobs, as well as we'll be preparing ourselves for our examination. So all these things we'll try to do in our package. Okay, so this is a package. It is only there for this particular festival, and this package is 6,999 INR. This package is in this much fee. Okay, and if you still have any doubts, any questions, feel free to send your, call these people, management. These are the numbers. Okay, you can ping them on WhatsApp or you can make a call. So hopefully whatever the other things you need to know, they will happily, guide you in that particular regard. And once you pay with your payments and all those things, I'll share my WhatsApp number with you. So, if you have any doubts while practicing or if you have any doubts or any questions, you can simply ping me on my WhatsApp number. So these are the three numbers that are of the management. But, after a couple of days, probably, I'll be sharing my WhatsApp number so that you can simply and get touch with me and you can clear all the doubts in case if you have while doing practicals. Practicals of Windows, Linux, and AWS, like I said, you're very much important. In a way, it's mandatory. But friends, if you go in a systematical way, things will be very easy for you to do. So out of 10 practicals, maybe one or two practicals will be there where you need some support from my side. But overall, 8 to 9 practicals. You can do everything on yours, everything by yourself once you follow the classroom session. Okay, done. Now this is some very basic about your codes and all those things. Now let us move to the major topic or major discussion for today. That is what is cloud computing. See, you can go with cloud computing first, and then parallel you can go with Linux administration, or you can go with Linux administration as well as you can go with cloud computing. You can do both the courses parallelly. Okay, within next 2 months, or let's say 2 months, 10 days, probably you will be completing your Linux administration, Windows administration, as well as AWS. You can complete all these things in maximum, or let's say around 70 days. So January 2025, you will be 100% ready to face interviews in any company. Okay, so first, which course to go with? There is no compulsion. You can go with cloud or you can go with Linux. Okay, now let us go and address the major technology which we have for last 6-7 years, and this will be one of the most important technologies in coming years and decades to come. As of now, there is no substitute for cloud computing. There is no other option beside cloud computing. The only thing that can happen to cloud computing is it can simply improve, it can simply grow. Okay, so this is the backbone of every computer network. Cloud computing is the backbone of every business. Forget about businesses, companies, and all those things. For you and me, in our personal life, cloud computing is indeed a very major, you know, actually normal, people who use internet, they are not aware that they are already using cloud computing. So personally also, for our personal work, when we go and do some browsing, or when you send an email, or when you send some message on WhatsApp, everything is literally stored on the cloud only, right? So companies as well as in our personal life, cloud computing is a very major thing, my friend. Okay, now what is cloud? So to understand cloud computing concept, we need to understand a very important device in our computer network. See, when you talk about computer networks here, there are many devices like servers, routers, firewalls, switches, okay, end devices like laptops and desktops. We have cables and we have like many more devices. But out of all the devices what we have in a computer network, server is indeed the most important device. Within our company, server is the most important device. Over the internet, server is the most important device. See, as of now, we are connected to this session through internet, but there are multiple servers running. They are running perfectly. That is the reason we are able to connect. Let us see what are the servers we have now. There is a server called DNS server. Because of DNS server, we are able to connect with each other. There is a server called DHCP server. Because of this DHCP server, again, we are able to connect here. There is a server called a application server. In this example, it is a Zoom server. We are using Zoom application here, right? So they have their own server. So at least as of now, there are 3 servers which are running there, my friend. DNS server, DHCP server, and the application server. Okay, in coming classes, we will see about these servers in great details. But as of now, without these 3 servers, this session cannot be started. Forgot about completing. We simply cannot start this session. So let us try to understand the concept of server in great details so that the concept of cloud computing looks very easy to you. Okay. Now, whenever we talk about server, normally there are 2 things in server. One is a server is a hardware machine and a server is a software. Server is an operating system. Okay, so let us go with the software first, then we'll go with your hardware. So what is this software? Software is your operating system. So there are different types of softwares available. One is your application software, one is your system software. So like this, there are many other options available. But when you talk about the operating system software, that means it is a software that runs directly on your hardware. Without operating system, there cannot be any application. Without operating system, we cannot use our hardware. Without operating system, we cannot do any browsing. Without operating system, we cannot open any file. So operating system is indeed the most important part of our computer network. Okay, take example of your mobile phone. In your mobile phone also there is an operating system. Take example of a firewall. Firewall also there is an operating system. Laptop there is an operating system. So in this same way, in our server also there is an operating system. Now listen carefully, my friend. Whenever you talk about operating system, actually, there are basically two major companies that provides you the operating system. Let me just go to a different slide here, just a second. Okay, fine. So see here, there are majorly two companies that will offer you the operating system. One is obviously the widely used operating system across the globe is your Microsoft Windows operating system. Okay, this is the mostly used operating system across the globe. But again, when you talk about operating system, there are two types here. One operating system is actually known as a server operating system, and the other operating system is actually known as a client operating system. So when I say Microsoft operating system is the mostly used operating system, I'm talking about client operating system here. So what you mean by client operating system? Client operating system is a OS that we install on laptops and desktops. So when you do some comparison here, when you do some survey here, obviously, there are more laptops and desktops across the globe compared to server, isn't it? See, as of now, can you imagine how many servers are there where google.com is running? It's not one server for sure, right? There can be, let's say, some thousands of servers. Let us imagine google.com application is running on, let us say, 3,500 servers. It can be more actually, but let's say 3,500 servers. Okay. So these 3,500 servers are providing services to all the people who are connected to Google. But the next question here is, can you imagine, friends, how many people are connected to google.com as of now? Let's say a country like India. Right now, the time is around 9:30 a.m. morning time. People go to office. People go to schools, colleges, everywhere. They start using this google.com server first, right? They connect to Google. So although there are 3,500 servers, can I say maybe let's say 30 million people from India itself are connected to these 3,500 servers. Let's say these 3,500 servers are there only for our country, India. So these 30 million people are connected to google.com server. Means in this 3,500 servers, maybe there is a Linux server operating system or Windows server operating system. But coming to this 30 million computers and laptops, which OS will be here? In this 30 million computers and laptops, obviously we have the client operating system. Okay. So are we learning anything about client operating system in our course? Actually, there is nothing much to learn about client operating system. You're using this OS for many years now, right? Which OS you have in your laptop? Maybe Windows 8 or Windows 10 or Windows 11. Windows 8 is outdated, so Windows 10 and Windows 11. And very soon, I think Windows 10 will be outdated. So it will be only Windows 11 operating system, or maybe Microsoft will come with a new version, whatever. So when I say operating system, there are two types. One is your client, another one is your server. But listen, my friend, we are not using client operating system on a server. We are using a very special operating system known as server operating system. Okay, we are using a server operating system, which is more advanced operating system, which has more features available, which has more options available, and only a trained professional can use a server operating system. Every person cannot use this server operating system. You need to get proper training actually to run this server operating system. Okay, and what training you have to know? The training that you need to know for this server operating system is the Linux server administration codes and the Windows server administration codes. And that is what we are learning in this package, right? Come again. So the operating system is of two types, server OS and the client OS, but the mostly used operating system is client. But this is not our topic. Our topic is our server operating system. Okay, now the question here is, if the server operating system is there, if the server operating system is used on a server, and if the server operating system can be run by a trained professional only, and if the server operating system is a very costly server operating system with multiple options, why we have to take that server OS? First of all, that is the one question. If I can run my computer or a machine by using a client operating system, what is the need for me to take a server operating system? Now, the simple and easy answer for this is, by using a server operating system, we can run our applications like a web server, or a gaming server or a mail server, a file server, okay, a media server, okay, banking server. There are different types of applications available over the internet. I repeat, there are different types of applications available over the internet. So whenever you connect to anything over the internet, that comes under application category. So to run a application, you need a server OS. This is as simple as this, my friend. Okay, next time when you go and connect to flipkart.com, where is Flipkart running actually? Flipkart application is running on a server operating system. Amazon.com is running on a server operating system. Ola and Uber applications are running on server operating system. So without server operating system, my friend, we simply cannot run any application. If there are no applications, there is no internet. If there are no applications, there is no company. If there are no applications, there is no business. If there are no applications, there is no need for us to use a smartphone. If there are no applications, there is no need for us to use the internet. Literally over the internet, whenever you connect to anything, my friend, that comes under the application category, and that application is running on our server operating system. I hope this story is clear here. We are connecting to some application. Whatever applications you connect yesterday, today, or whatever applications you have connected in last 1 month or 1 year, all these applications are running either on Windows Server operating system or the Linux Server operating system. So literally in every company on the face of the earth, it can be the smallest company to the biggest company. It can be any company with any business. Every company needs the server administrators, Windows as well as Linux server administrators. Okay. Now, I hope it is clear now. Applications we are running on the server machine. Fine. We are running on the server operating system. Okay. Now, the next thing is this server operating system we can run on what platform? Obviously, every operating system we run on a machine, right? Okay, a hardware machine, and that hardware machine has some components like processor, RAM, storage, motherboard, NIC card, and so on. There are many more components there, right? But majorly these are the main components. So can we run a client operating system if my laptop hardware is not working? Can we run a Windows 10 operating system if my desktop is not working? Obviously answer is no. So first of all, we need our hardware to be very well available. It should be there without any issues. It should be there without any problem. So that is one thing. We need our hardware. So on top of the hardware, we can run Windows 10 operating system or Windows 11 operating system. Or if you have a proper server hardware, then we can run the server operating system. Got it? So applications are running on the server operating system, and server operating system is running on our hardware. So without hardware, there is no operating system. Without operating system, there is no application. So if you come from application to hardware, or if you go from hardware to application, these are the three layers we have, friends. So the most basic layer, or the first layer actually, is our hardware. Without having a hardware machine, we simply cannot run the operating system. And without running the operating system, especially the server operating system, we cannot run the applications. This is the whole story, my friend. Now let us make things more interesting now. Okay, first of all, let me just show you a server there. You might have seen some servers. Maybe if you're working somewhere, you know how the server looks. Or if you have some knowledge, you might have seen some servers over the internet also. Okay, so let me show you the server size and how it looks exactly. Okay, this is a very famous company actually. You know this Dell. Okay, so this is the server they manufacture. These are some of the servers actually. So there are certain companies like Dell. You can see the name clearly here. Dell, IBM, HP, Lenovo, Toshiba. These are like very few famous companies which manufacture your servers. Okay, so you can take this particular server and you can install any operating system there like Linux operating system or let's say your Windows operating system, Windows Server OS, and you can run your application. But in every company, do they use a physical server or do they use a server from only Dell company? Obviously, no, right? So there are many companies. But the next question here is, Do they use only physical servers in every company? Maybe in the year 2004, that is exactly 20 years before, maybe I would have said physical servers are the only servers available for us. In 2004, I would have said this thing, but we are in 2024 now. If I say physical servers are only the option available, that is completely an incorrect statement. It's a false statement. Now, let us try to see how we can take our servers. We know the operating system very well now. Operating system can be Windows Server OS and Linux Server OS. And why we need to take the operating system? To run the application. But the other question here is where we can run our operating system. That is the main question. So we can run our operating system on a server. But now let us try to understand the types of servers. So when I say server here, basically there are two types of servers we have in market. One server is actually known as physical server, okay? And the other server here is logical server, or let us say virtual. This is actual terminology. So one is your physical server, friends, and other one is your virtual server. These are the two types of servers we have, or these are the two server options we have. So when you go with your physical server, you know what we do? We just go to Dell, IBM, HP, all these companies. We take some server with so and so configuration. We pay money, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, whatever is the amount of that server. We pay that money, we bring that server to our company. So once you bring that server to your company, we install the server operating system there and we start running our application. This is the old traditional way of running the application on the server. Got it? So what are the things we have to do here, friends? We just need to take a physical server, install the server operating system and install the application there. Your business is up and ready. People can connect to your application from the internet. Job done. But you know, friends, there are many drawbacks if you go with your physical server setup. These drawbacks are there from 1980s actually. It's not a, issue that we have faced recently. These issues are there from 1980s, 1990s, early 2000 till today we have the same issue. But right now we have a solution for this issue and that solution is virtual server. But first of all, let us try to understand what were the problems we were facing when we were completely working on the physical servers. So if you know the problems, then only you can understand why this virtual server is so good actually. Okay. Now let us imagine a scenario. Let us say right now, the best example I can take is of Diwali. We have this festival, this is one of the big festivals we have in India, right? And on this Diwali festival, what we do? One of the thing we do is shopping, right? Now, if you go and see, at least in last 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years, people are more comfortable doing shopping through the e-commerce websites, through online media, compared to visiting a nearby store, right? So what they do, they just go to Flipkart or Myntra, like Amazon or any other company, any other, application there, and they just go there and do shopping, any sort of shopping. They can order some sweets there, okay, they can buy some clothes there, or they can do anything there, right? Now let us take the example of Flipkart. See, as of now in a country like India, can you guess how many people are connected to Flipkart? Although it is 9:38 or 9:40 a.m., it is still, in the morning time, right? But as of now, how many people are connected to Flipkart and they are trying to buy something over the Flipkart? Okay. Let's say roughly, I'm just taking example here. Let's say 10 million. 10 million people are connected to Flipkart. Okay. And they are trying to buy something there. Because of Diwali, there are many festivals. So this many people are connected. Okay. What is the time now? Let's say roughly 10 a.m. is the time. So as of now, this many people are connected. But listen, my friend, today is a working day, Monday. It's a working day. Many people are going to offices. Many people will go to colleges and kids will go to, school and all those things. So as of now, 10 million is okay, acceptable number. But what if, let's say the time is 10 p.m. same day, but the time is 10 p.m. But tell me, friends, at 10 p.m., like most of the people are in their home, they have done their dinners and all those things, they are more relaxed, and they just try to go and do something on Flipkart. So if they just try to go and do something on Flipkart at 10 a.m., there are like 10 million people connected, but at 10 p.m., today itself, after exactly 12 hours, how many people might be connected to this Flipkart server? If I say 10 million again, it will be not true, right? Maybe let's say roughly 80 million people are connected to Flipkart server at 10 p.m. There is a possibility like this, right? I'm not giving the exact numbers, and I'm just taking examples. So you can see clearly morning 10 a.m. 10 million people are connected, but evening 10 p.m. maybe like 80 million people are connected there. Now the big question here is how these Flipkart people manage their traffic. What is traffic here? Traffic means once you connect to a server, the server and your machine will generate some traffic. Okay, traffic in the sense some data will go and data will come. That is called traffic actually. So how this Flipkart people will manage traffic? 10 million people, how they will manage? 80 million people, how they'll manage? Okay, once the Diwali is done, let's say next Saturday or Sunday, or maybe let's say next Monday, how many people will be connected to Flipkart? It will not be even 10 million also, right? At the peak hours also, it will not be 10 million. It may be like 2 million or 3 million, or maybe less than that, because Diwali is over, offers are over. Done. So the question here is how these people are managing their infrastructure, because for 10 million people, let's say maybe they need 400 or 4,000 servers. But for 80 million people, how many servers they need? If I go with the same trend here, maybe they need 32,000 servers. Now see, right now, maybe 4,000 servers are enough. But in evening, exactly after 12 hours, maybe 32,000 servers are needed. So tell me, friends, if they go with the physical server, is it easy for them to add extra 28,000 servers? No way. Forget about 28,000. That's a very big number. It is not easy to add even 2 servers within a day. Let's say 10 servers within a day. 10 extra physical servers are not easy to add. Our network is already established. It's not easy to add more servers directly. That we have to do a lot of other things, that we have to do a lot of configuration there. But still, whether it is 10 p.m. or 10 a.m., you will not face any difficulty in doing shopping or buying something on the Flipkart. You know the reason? This particular Flipkart application is running on a server operating system for sure, but is it running on a physical server? Probably no. If it is running on physical server, actually, they cannot, provide better services to the customers. And in case, as a Flipkart customer, if I'm not able to buy something on Flipkart, or if the Flipkart application is running slowly, what I'll do? Maybe once or twice or thrice I can manage, but after that I'll realize, okay, Flipkart server is not working every time. So what I'll do now? I'll just go to the different platform. I may go to Amazon.com, the e-commerce website of Amazon. I may go to Myntra. I may go to Geo or Ajio, whatever we have. There are many other platforms we have, right? Many other applications we have. So this Flipkart people will not lose their customers. Okay, why they will not lose these customers? Because they are not running on the physical server. They are running on the virtual server. I repeat again, if they run their application on a physical server, things will not work out for sure. Definitely not. So what they do, friends, they will go with the virtual server. Now, what is a virtual server? Virtual server, in a simple and easy terminology, I will say virtual server is a server that runs on cloud. Okay, how it is running on cloud, what we have to do, that's a big discussion we have to do in great details. As of now, virtual server is something that runs on cloud. Okay, now how this virtual server is running on cloud and what exactly are the advantages? Let's say, instead of physical server, friends, if you go to the virtual server setup, you know what happens here? We have certain advantages. What are the advantages? Let's say, Again, the same thing. We have Diwali. Okay, people are connected to Flipkart to buy something. Okay, so as of now, how many people are connected? 10 million people are connected because the time is 10 a.m. Okay, fine. But by the time is around 10 p.m. How many people are connected now? 80 million people are connected. This is just example again. At 10 p.m., how many people are connected? 80 million people are connected. Now listen carefully, my friend. If you run your application on a virtual server, okay, virtual server, then there is your operating system and there is application, right? So if you're running your application on a virtual server here, you know what happens? There are certain options we have in this cloud. There are certain options we have in this virtual environment. And what are those options? There is a service called auto scaling. Auto means automatic. Scaling is a feature that can increase something or decrease something. Scalability. Scalability has a feature of increasing, decreasing, or adding or removing. You know what the scalability option will do? Auto scaling. The auto scaling has the ability to detect your traffic. Auto scaling has the ability to find how many people are connecting to your servers. If it says, okay, at 10 a.m., 4,000 people are connected to the server, it will run. Okay, 10 million people are connected to the server. It will run 4,000 servers for you. But by the time you reach the evening time, many people are connecting to your Flipkart application. So what this auto scaling will do now? It will say like, okay, fine. Now more traffic is coming to my application. And to provide services to all the connections that are coming here, maybe 4,000 servers are not sufficient. Now let us increase the servers from 4,000 to 4,200, 4,500, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000, 20,000. By the time it reaches your 10 p.m. time, how many servers will be running there now? 32,000 are running for our 80 million connections. Now, how this is possible? As a cloud administrator, it may take, let's say, around 15 to 20 minutes to configure that particular auto scaling option. So once you configure that auto scaling option in 10, 15 or 20 minutes, what auto scaling will do? It will simply detect your traffic and it will say, fine, the traffic is increasing now. I just need to add more servers. See, such a beautiful and simple concept is this. This is possible on a virtual server. This is not possible in our physical server. So virtual servers are running on our cloud. Okay. And the virtual server have many abilities or many features or many options that we cannot expect or that we cannot imagine in a physical server. So in virtual server, we can automatically increase the, number of servers quantity if the traffic is increasing. Okay, now let me add one more point here. Let's say Diwali is over. Let's say next Monday. Thursday, Friday, Diwali is over. Saturday, Sunday. Let's say next Monday within 1 week. Now again at 10 a.m., how many people are connected to our Flipkart server? Will it be 10 million? Of course, no. It cannot be 10 million people connected until and unless again there is some big festival or until and unless if there is some better, offer there. Okay, still, if there is a better option also, still people may not be connected there, right? Because people have already done their shopping. So next Monday, if let us say only 2 million people are connected to your Flipkart, so how many servers you need now? Maybe let us say you need only 500 servers. You know what this auto scaling will do? It will reduce your servers to 500 capacity. It will say, we need only 500 servers now. So let us, bring down the capacity of servers to 500. Remaining all the servers will be deleted. All the servers will be terminated. See, this one simple, option or a service can, make a company moving from their physical infrastructure to the virtual infrastructure. That is your cloud. Only this one particular service. Forget about all the other services. Only this feature or only this service can, be more than enough for any company to understand how good is cloud computing. Got it? How good is cloud computing? So I hope the concept is clear here. we will be using virtual servers, and on top of these virtual servers, we are installing the server operating system, and on top of the server operating system, we are running our application. So the whole story is about your application. We need to run the application at the end of the day. But where we are running the application, it can be on Windows servers or it can be on Linux server. But now the big question here is where we are running the Windows or Linux server OS. So we are running the Windows or Linux server OS on CPU, RAM, storage will be there. But instead of using them as a physical device, we'll be using them as a virtual device. Instead of using them as a physical server, we'll be using them as a virtual server. This virtual server is there on cloud. So whenever you connect to cloud, first thing you do there is actually you're creating a virtual server. Okay. So this is called auto scaling or scalability. Let me just add one more point here before we say something else. And the point here is if you go with your physical server configuration, my friend, maybe you need, let's say 500 servers. It's not a big company, but still, let's say 500 servers example. For this 500 servers, let us say you're spending around 4 CR, 4 crore Indian rupees. That is some money for any company to start the business, right? 4 crores, or it can be 8 or 10 or 20 or whatever. Building the physical infrastructure is too costly actually. But if that company has decided to go with the virtual network, the virtual cloud, or the cloud generally what we call it as. So if the company has decided to go with cloud, one of the reason they can see is the money. Here we are spending 4 crore on day one. Before our business has even started, we have to spend crores and crores of rupees. But once you go to cloud with zero investment, you can start your business. Because over the cloud, virtual machines will come in different ways. You can pay everything on day one, or you can pay some partial amount, or you can pay like full amount, or you can simply take everything without paying anything. There are multiple options available. Come again, full payment, partial payment, or no payment. So these startups actually, people who are starting their companies, new startups and all those things, they go with anyway new payment or no payment. So they will go with no payment, and within some months, when the business is running successfully, they can go with a different option there, and they can select, okay, now we are ready to pay some money. Partially will pay some money. So if you pay some money before you start using a service, you'll get a lot of discounts. So there are certain cases, my friend, where you will get a discount up to like 90% on a particular service on cloud. First of all, we are not spending this much money on day one. Okay. Second thing is when we start the business, we are not spending any money. Okay. And after running the applications on cloud, if the application is successful, if the company business is successful, then we can go and take some other, extra services from cloud, and we can say, okay, I want to use a virtual server for next 1 year or next 3 years. And if I pay the complete amount today itself, what benefits I will get? You know what cloud will do? They will say, okay, you will get 70% discount, you will get 80% discount. And like I said, in some cases, you may get up to like 90% discount. So beside having all the great features and advantages, the technical features and advantages, one of the very common advantage we have in cloud is with zero investment, a person can start the business, a company can start their business. Maybe like 10, 12, 15 years before. See how many startups you see normally last 10 years. How many startups you have in last 10 years? And if you compare the startups in the history, actually, history of mankind, that many startups were not available before 10 years, right? One of the reason why that many startups are coming, or one of the reason why this many people are, trying to go with their own business or own things is the infrastructure headache has been gone in cloud. There is no need for us to build the complete infrastructure. They just need to hire a cloud administrator. That cloud administrator will take the infrastructure from Amazon, Microsoft, Google in the form of the virtual infrastructure. They will take everything and they will provide these services to us. Job done. So if you want to start your own business, my friend, if you want to run the application for your own business, if you want to run any, web server for your own business, if you want to store any data somewhere, you can simply go to the Amazon Web Services. There you can start storing your data from today, run the application from today without paying any money, and slowly and steadily we can just, pay some money and we can, get more services from Amazon people. So there are certain services which are completely free, and there are certain services which are free for some time, and there are certain services which we need to pay money on day one. But overall, cloud is something that offers, more flexibility compared to your physical network. Got it? These are some of the reasons actually why every company is literally moving into cloud. So the physical infrastructure will be, as less as possible. I'm not saying completely removed. That will be again an incorrect statement. Normally people say there is no physical network in a company. No, that's completely a wrong statement. Physical networks will be there, but not like before. So everything will move or moving or already moved into cloud. Okay, some companies they're completely running on cloud. Some companies partially running on cloud. Some companies maybe they are not that much okay with cloud because they have their own, money. It's a very big company, multinational company, and very top tier company. So maybe they can go with their own data center. So overall, cloud is literally connected to you and me. Cloud is literally connected to, I can say, at least 90 to 95, or let's say 97% companies across the globe. Any business, any company, 90 to 95% companies, they are literally connected to cloud. Okay, so probably this example is more than enough for you to showcase like how important or how big is cloud. Fine. So this is just the beginning of our journey, friends. We have to go through many things in cloud. Okay. So as of now, I hope you understood the difference between a physical server and a virtual server. So take the virtual server and run your application. Take the virtual server and store your data. This is the way the cloud is providing all the services. See, again, this is your physical server, but again, hardly we see any physical servers now. Maybe 15 years before or 10 years before, if they were, let's say, 1,000 servers in a company, 1,000 physical servers. Today, the scenario here is in the same company, maybe there are like 100 or 150 physical servers. What about remaining 800, 900 servers? They are running over the cloud in a virtual server. So if there are 1,000 applications, maybe 100 applications are still running within the company, but remaining 900 applications are running over the cloud. I'll take the example of, let's say, CBI, or let's say FBI, or let's say NASA, or let's say ISRO. When I name these companies, I name these organizations, you just imagine, friends, the data that they have is how much important, right? You know what these companies are doing, what these organizations are doing? They are saying like, okay, we will keep some data in our company on our own server so that we can provide security there, a better security or some other security. And the other data, which is for common people, for public, that data we will keep over the cloud. Now, this is the statement I have seen in many cases, many places actually. But friends, coming to the security feature, normally people feel if the server is there with me in my company, I can provide better security on that server instead of providing better security, or instead of having good security over the cloud. Okay, I'll come again. If you have 10 TB of data, if you feel 10 TB of data is more secure on your physical server within your company instead of 10 TB of data you have kept on the cloud, actually that's an incorrect statement. The data which is there on the cloud is much more safer and much more secure compared to the data that is there in your on-premise server. Let's say you have $10 million. Where will you keep $10 million? In your home or in bank? Obviously, bank is a better option, right? And if you keep $10 million in your home, then you have to provide more security. How much security we can provide in our home? Is it same like a bank security? Obviously, no. So here, bank is like a cloud, and whatever locker system we have in our home, that is something like your on-premise server. So that was a, thinking, that was a general talk, like, cloud data is not secure. That was a general talk, maybe like say 2014 or 15 or 16. But from 14, 15, 16, let's say 16 to 17, These services are the options or the features what we have in cloud to protect our data. That many features and services maybe we cannot, apply on our physical network. So if you talk about data, or if you talk about applications, if you talk about anything, everything over the cloud is much more safer and much better compared to your on-premise network. Got it, friends? So this is what the whole story is all about. So we have seen this server hardware, operating system, and applications. Okay, and this is actually your local area network. See, this is a server. Actually, there will be many servers. There will be a router, there will be a firewall, and some computers will be there. So this is your local area network. In cloud, there is a different setup. So when we do the comparison of local area network and cloud, probably we'll go with more details there. But as of now, I hope you understood one simple point. The discussion today was majorly about server, which server to take, physical server or virtual server. So remember the example of Flipkart. Okay, we have the option here called, let me just write down the service name also. Auto scaling, automatic scaling of your resources. You need more resources, automatically resources will be added. You need less resources, automatically resources will be removed. That is literally not possible in our physical server. That is not possible with the users like humans, you and me, and that is not possible with robots also. So there is no technology as of now in our physical servers or physical setup where the resources can be upgraded or downgraded automatically. I don't think there will be a technology like that ever in a way. Okay, but that technology is very easily available and very easily we can configure the technology over the cloud. Okay, friends, so yeah, that's it for the day. This is just a very basic introduction of cloud, and next couple of days we'll just try to explore more things about cloud. So this is a basic introduction, but this is actually a first session actually. Okay, so it's not like we are simply trying to explore very basic things here. Whatever we do, whatever things we try to understand in this couple of sessions, on this particular concepts only, we'll try to understand all the other things. So each and every session is literally important here, friends. Okay, because at the end of the day, you need to go up to the advanced level. So if you want to go up to the advanced level, you need to start from somewhere. And this is a place from where you can start. So let me just go through the syllabus. Let me just go through the package again, just in 30 seconds. This is your package here, friends. We have started this AWS today. Okay. And this week, actually, we have some days off because of Diwali. Okay. I think 31st is Diwali. So 31st and 1st we can take off. Okay. Normally every week we have 5 classes for sure. But last 2 weeks, what I did for all the other classes, I have taken six days there because, I have taken from Monday to Saturday so that this week they can take off for like at least 1 or 2 more days. Diwali is a big occasion, so they'll be moving with families and they're visiting families and all those things. So this week probably we will have some, 3 weeks maybe, today, tomorrow until Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday is Diwali and Saturday, Sunday is obviously off. So this week, 3 days. And again, from next Monday, we'll just again go through the normal sessions, Monday to Friday for sure. And in case for some reason there is no session in middle of the day, middle of the week, then we can have a session on Saturday. Sundays will be off for sure. Saturdays, in most of the cases, there is no session. In some, selected Saturdays, we can have a session there. And we pre-plan that session actually. So suddenly you're not getting a message like, okay, there is a session now. We'll just pre-plan on Thursday or Wednesday or maybe maximum on Friday so that we can have the session. Okay. So as of now, this is your AWS at 9 a.m. and Linux administration will start after Diwali only so that, things will be much more in, you know, as of now, things are not so good, not so good in the sense, we are not expecting many people for this batch. The sole reason is many people are traveling to their native places. So they are taking off. So for that reason, we're not expecting many people. So anyhow, Linux at least we can start after the Diwali festival. Okay, so the duration is 2 months, 30 days. That is max 2 months, 30 days. But like I said, you January 2025, you will be ready to face interviews. Okay. And this is the offer we have only for this particular Diwali festival. Okay. And these are the numbers they have. You can simply contact them for all the other details. Now, what you know, friends, if you have any doubts or questions, feel free to send your questions and hopefully we can stop the session off for that. And every day, my friend, please try to keep the chat box as busy as possible. Okay, today was a very basic session, so maybe not that many questions from your side. But whenever we start a particular service or particular, topic, try to keep this session more interactive. I'll be asking questions from my side and I'm expecting questions from your side. Whatever questions I'm asking here, please try to answer those questions, because if I get if you can answer the questions here, probably it will be very easy for you to answer questions in interviews. Normally 5 interviews or 6 interviews are like, warm up. You cannot expect to get a job within one interview. Actually, 4 to 6 interviews are like warm up. You just need to understand, okay, what is happening in interview first of all, right, on this particular technology. So instead of wasting our starting 4, 5, 6 interviews, what if we prepare ourselves in our classroom only? That's a much better option, right, my friend? Right? So we'll try to prepare ourselves for interviews whenever we go with a particular topic. Thanks a lot, friend. So yeah, probably things will be much better in our coming days. Hopefully, I'll try to organize things in the best way possible. Okay. So once you go with this session, hopefully there is no looking back for rest of your life. Probably you can see that particular session. You can remember that particular session. Every topic is a logical topic or it is a scenario based topic. So it will not be difficult for you to understand any of the concepts in AWS and Linux. Or I can say safe side, 90% topics will be much more straightforward, much more easier to understand. Obviously, there are some topics where we need to spend some extra time. That's it. But overall, it's not difficult for you to learn Linux or AWS or Windows Server administration. Okay. So that's it for the day, friends. Have a nice day. We'll meet again tomorrow at same time, 9 a.m. India Standard Time. I'm here for like 30 more seconds. If you still have any doubts, we will see. Or else we can stop the session for today. Okay, fine. So I guess no questions. So we'll stop the session here, friends. We'll meet again tomorrow at same time. Bye.